In April of 2019, I had the very fortunate opportunity of going to Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. The park is best known as the home of Formula Rossa, the fastest roller coaster on the planet, and also the last ever intimate accelerator coaster ever built. There's much more about this park that goes unnoticed, such as the immersed theming, great location, and few other coasters. So here's my review of Ferrari World Abu Dhabi. The first category is park atmosphere. Ferrari World is a beautiful park. Everything in the park seemed so clean when I went, and the park has a very good feel. I think that part of this is the fact that this is an indoor amusement park. The only time where you leave the building is when you're on one of the 5 coasters, with the exception of Formula Rossa Jr., which is the park's new for 2020 kiddie coaster. The park also has multiple sections that all feel completely different from one another. For one, you have the area near the entrance to Flying Aces, which is a large, open area with a huge window to see the coaster. But you also have the Italian-themed section, which has string lights over your head, Italian restaurants, and even a stone brick floor. You also have the Formula Rossa entrance plaza, with a massive sign stating the coaster's name and famous world record, a bunch of red Formula One cars, and 2 massive semi-trucks for some reason. Overall, the park gets a 10 out of 10 for park atmosphere. There are many themed sections that all feel different from one another, and the feeling of an indoor amusement park is very cool. Ferrari World is home to 5 roller coasters. That number will soon go up to 6 when Mission Ferrari opens in 2021. This will be a quintuple launch coaster by SFX Coaster. I'm not sure what to think of this coaster since the manufacturer hasn't built anything yet. The park has an amazing top 2 with Flying Aces and Formula Rossa, and a good support coaster in Turbo Track, the Intamin launch coaster with a vertical spike. In addition to that, you also have Fiorano GT Challenge, which is a Maurer dueling family coaster, and new for 2020 is Formula Rossa Jr., which is just an indoor kiddie coaster. I know that the park only has 5 coasters, but with a lineup like this one, that's all you really need. I'll give Ferrari a 9 out of 10 for their coaster collection. One thing that Ferrari World does very well is operations. I went to the park on a pretty busy day in April, and I didn't wait more than 20 minutes for anything. I could tell that the ride ops really cared about dispatching trains, and they did it fast. I doubt that I experienced any dispatches over a minute, and all the lines that I waited in moved very fast. The food and store service is also good. Just like the coasters, lines for those went very fast. Overall, the park has some of the best operations I've seen, and all of the workers here seem really good and enthusiastic about their jobs. Also, as an added bonus, the park does not have a strict loose article policy, so you don't need to get a locker or anything before riding a coaster. I give Ferrari World a 10 out of 10 for operations. I found everything at this park to be run fast and efficiently, and this is a great quality to have with this, especially with this park, since I'm sure that during the summer months and busy times of the year, they attract lots of people, and with that, it's good to be sending out trains and moving lines quickly. Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi may have an outstanding coaster collection, but their flat ride collection is The thing with Ferrari World is that any of the attractions there that aren't roller coasters are either shows, dark rides, or anything else. One of these other attractions is go-karts, and these have to be my favorite go-karts I've ever done. They're so fast and fun, and they're actually made by Ferrari for the park. The park also has a number of dark rides, one of which being Speed of Magic, which is the only one at the park that I went on. And while all these rides and attractions are great, they're not flat rides. In fact, the only flat ride in this whole park is their Antique Cars ride, and most people don't even consider those to be a flat ride. These antique car rides do have some interaction with Mission Ferrari, so that should be cool, driving an antique car right under a roller coaster. All in all, the park needs a good flat ride pretty desperately, and their flat ride collection lays at 0, and because of that, I have to give Ferrari World a 0 out of 10 for flat rides. Sorry, but if you don't have any flat rides, you can't score any points in this category. Our next and final category is food, and the food at Ferrari World is pretty good. They have all of your basic pizza, chicken tenders, and such, but you also have a few restaurants placed throughout the park, which is nice. There is an Italian place in the Italian-themed section that serves pizza, pasta, and other Italian and European foods. There's a coffee shop near the little kids area, and they even have designated concession stands for most of their show areas. Some interesting food that I got when I was at Ferrari World was nitrogen popcorn. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially flavored popcorn that they freeze with liquid nitrogen, making the popcorn super cold and basically melt in your mouth. It's honestly really cool, and it's one of my favorite foods that I've ever gotten at a theme park. I'm going to give Ferrari World a 10 out of 10 for food, because they really have everything. They have it all, from chicken strips to fancy sit-down Italian, and even nitrogen popcorn. The food at this park is just great, and it really shines above a park like Lake Compounds, whose best food is some fries with bacon and cheese. Ferrari World's final average score is 7.8 out of 10. Everything about this park is near perfect in my opinion. The atmosphere is great, they have 2 outstanding roller coasters, and they even have great food. The only thing that this park needs is just a couple of good flat rides, maybe something simple like a Ferris wheel, or maybe even something big like an S&S drop tower. Preferably the new spin shot model. Ferrari Worlds is a very unique park, and it has a very nice charm to it that a lot of other amusement parks that I've been to lack. The closest thing that I can think of to Ferrari World is probably Nickelodeon Universe at the American Dream Mall in New Jersey. If this park is on your bucket list, then tell me in the comments below. Anyways, this is CT Coasters, signing off.